I'm hardly doing my tour of Scandinavia on a budget. However, all my years in the financial industry means that I'm not going to just splash the cash without any good reason. So I've pulled together some tips on travelling on a budget in Norway, which is by far the most expensive of the Scandinavian countries to live in and to tour in. So I've hopefully done some budget saving tips that will be useful for you. Tip number one, try and book a hotel that offers a breakfast option. Make sure that you stock up with a hearty breakfast because eating out in Norway is incredibly expensive. If you have a big breakfast, it will probably see you through until late afternoon, early evening, where you can have another meal. It will save you a lot of money from eating out 3 times a day. Tip number 2, particularly in Oslo, use the transportation. Get a travel card, use the trams, the metro and the buses. They all offer excellent routes to get around the city. A lot of the tourist attractions are in walking distance from the central station in Oslo, but make sure that you take advantage of a travel card. And if you do want to travel around and see all the attractions, get one that will last you for 2 or 3 days, and that should ensure that you see everything that you need to do. Tip number 3, when you're out at a restaurant, try and steer clear of the alcoholic drinks. Go for the tap water that's usually provided in the flask. It's free and that will save you immensely. Even the soft drinks in Norway are very expensive. You're looking at about £4 or £5 for a Coca-Cola or a Fanta. So steer clear if you can of the alcoholic drinks and soft drinks and stick to tap water. It will save you considerably. Tip number 4, when eating out in a restaurant, you would normally be given a card terminal to pay by card for your meal. Usually they don't put the amount in, which gives you the option of leaving a tip. Tips are not the culture of Norway or the rest of Scandinavia, so unless you've had exceptional service, just pay the amount of your meal. Usually that is very expensive anyway, but there is no need to give a tip unless you've had exceptionally great service from the waiting staff. Tip 5, I suggest you stay in the central station area of Oslo. The hotels around there, they're plentiful. It means that most of the attractions are in walking distance and there's plenty of bar and restaurants close by. Before you travel, make sure that you make a list of the top attractions you want to see in the city. Put the list together in order of preference and then look at attractions that are close to each other and go to the attractions that are the most interest to you. Only pay entrance fees into the attractions that you're really interested to enter and to look around, because there are so many attractions. You pay entry fees for all of them, you are spending an absolute fortune, and a lot of them you probably won't find the benefit of going into. So make sure that you prioritise your attractions and only go inside the ones that you're really keen to visit. When you're visiting tourist attractions or going around the city, take a water bottle with you. Fill it up with the tap water from the hotel. Tap water is perfectly drinkable in Scandinavia, and obviously it's free. It will save you a lot of money on buying drinks from shops and cafes, etc. as you travel around the city. Don't be afraid to ask local people for recommendations or directions. I've found in most of Scandinavia it's been exceptionally friendly and people have gone out of their way to help. Oslo in particular, there are a lot of people who are willing to help. English is widely spoken, and they will give you their recommendations of places for you to see. It's great getting a local perspective on where they feel that you should visit whilst in their city. When booking a hotel, do your research carefully. I use booking.com, but there are plenty of other websites that can help you choose the right hotel. Make sure that you have a look at hotels within your budget and look at the facilities that you really want. As I've previously mentioned, I suggest try to book somewhere with breakfast and somewhere that's based centrally where you can easily walk from place to place and the major attractions. When in Oslo, steer clear of buying drinks from your hotel bar. They're usually a lot more expensive, and look for cheaper options around the town, which will save you a bit of money. Finally, enjoy the beautiful city of Oslo. Yes, it's expensive, but it's a great city to be in. And occasionally, let your hair down, go out and spend. I had a couple of nights when I went out and drank some cocktails. Absolutely fantastic, really enjoyed those evenings. So don't be frightened to let your hair down occasionally. It's not going to be bad if you just have one or two nights where you do spend a little bit more.